All right, so we were talking about how reflecting is one good way that I learn, and I'll share an example with you. Sometimes when we hire people, we look for experience. And why? Why do we do that? Because experience is, you can hit with having experience, you can hit the ground running. There's some basic fundamentals that you understand. And someone who has experience is more likely to be able to do things faster because they've done it many times. They will have the confidence to do it. They will also be able to assess the risks better on the basis of their previous learning. So experience does have value, but these days things are changing so fast that sometimes even your experience is not relevant anymore. Especially when you're working in technology, processes and all that type of stuff. What you used to do 20 years ago, life is not the same. Today we're talking about artificial intelligence, automating a whole lot of things. So yes, you may have had a lot of experience, but this new technology can change things quite significantly for everybody. So what do I look for? And there was a time where I was doing a very complex project in one of the top 5 banks, and I hired a very junior person for a very senior role. And the reason why I did that, and it was a success. And I always look for something like this in the candidates that I interview, is this idea of how much reflection and observations do you make? How much do you reflect on the experiences that you have gathered and calculated? Your risks and calculated your moves, and how much do you do that? And what I found in this person was, we were having a conversation and he said to me that he's going to reflect on it tonight. And then, once I hired him and we were having a coffee, it was like he said to me that he does reflection every night. And through that, he's able to extract a lot of good things that could have been done. And that's exactly what I saw that's exactly what I saw him exhibiting in the interviews, like really mature, curated thought process. And it only comes from being able to reflect. And so it enriches your experience, right? So sitting down with yourself, understanding, okay, what I said, well, how will it impact the other person? What can I now do to support the other person? What's their perspective in life? Where are they coming from? What is their worldview? And knowing this about your people around you and people in your team is very helpful from a leadership perspective. So again, going back to what we said, is that to be a leader, one must know themselves, like Socrates says, know thyself. And then one should be able to regulate themselves. This comes with being self-aware. And a step towards self-awareness is to know how you learn and how do you process and internalize events, information, facts, data, knowledge. So I hope this was helpful. In our next episode, we're going to talk about how do you self-regulate, and then how these two things go hand in hand, and how that small change in the mindset can unlock a lot of value and potential in your life. Thank you for watching. Here I'm going to end the video, and I'm going to say goodbye, good luck, and we'll talk soon.